Hello and welcome to the Back to Back Festival here at the Brudenell Social Club in celebration of Independent Venue Week. I'm George.
And I'm Rhiannon, and we're here to chat to some of the lead scene's finest acts ahead of their performances.
Welcome to the Saturday edition of Back to Back. Here's what we have coming up. Later in the show, we have an extended interview with Pleasure Centre. We chat about how they formed as a band, their writing process, and the new tracks that we'll see today.
We also have music from Glad Boy and Shane, with Rhiannon catching up with them both after their performances. But right now, let's jump straight into the music. To kick us off, here's Kiosk with their intro accompanied by their new track, This Is Our Town.
This was Glad Boy's first lead show in a while. Afterwards, I chatted to them about what they've been up to and what they've got coming up.
Hi, I'm here very cosy with Glad Boy after their set at Back to Back at Brudenell. That was pretty amazing and intense. I think the whole crowd were feeling it a lot. How was it for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. We haven't played live for a while, but
It's been half a year.
half a year. it's like 6 months. I think it's that thing of when you don't play loads, that when you do play, you got a lot to let out. So it was really fun. It was really busy. Payday weekend.
I feel like you could see that in you guys, that you were excited to play, but also you could feel it in the crowd, that it felt like people had been waiting for it. I don't know if you guys could sense that.
There were some audible whoops. Which is, I feel like that's a good sign. Like if you finish and you get kind of like a...
I think it helps when you play so infrequently. People are really thirsty.
They seemed thirsty.
Yeah. But when you were saying people were excited about it, did make me well emotional. Because obviously love this.
Yeah.
What we do.
A secret fact is that I told Sonny there was a lot of expectation earlier, and that everyone kept saying they're excited for Glad Boy, and he shed a little tear. Shed a little tear. It was a beautiful moment. Yeah, I said it to everyone. But I really did mean it.
But it worked, yeah.
One cinematic tear was shed.
It was beautiful, actually. Yeah. So, have you caught many of the other bands today?
El Madrid are on at the moment, who I haven't seen. John and you watched Pleasure Centre earlier.
I love them.
Yeah, what did you think?
That it's important to diversify the music scene. So it's incredible to see another brown person representing on stage and being the front person of that. It's very rare to see, which is really sad. But anytime I see any melanated people in the music scene, I'm like, hi, like, nice to meet you. Tell me, like, everything about you, and that's what we did just before they went on, and I loved it.
That's so good. Cool. So you got to chat as well.
Yeah, heck yeah. It was
that's
really
so good. Yeah, 100% very needed, and they are amazing. They have an amazing sound.
Definitely.
You said you played some new music. Some of those were definitely new songs. What's the creation process been like for that?
I mean, we've been a band for an embarrassingly long time, and I think the origins were, it was me bringing songs to the band and us kind of working from that. So I think generally everything we've made has been a lot more collaborative, and I'd say the newer stuff is a bit maybe a bit darker, which is nice, and maybe it fits in with the I won't say the canon of stuff we've made, but that is really blowing my trumpet a bit, but it fits in with stuff fits in with the tradition of what we've played before. But it's definitely
hella jaded nowadays, so it's nice to reflect that in the sounds we make.
You didn't look jaded, if that helps.
Yeah. Oh, you should have seen us before. Yeah. We were shining.
I think there was a gig we played a few months ago. I think the second to last Glad Boy gig we played, I kept my coat on for the whole thing, and I remember thinking, like, who am I? Like, I kept my jacket on, like I was moving that. Yeah. So I kept my flasher coat on. No, I wore my jacket for the whole thing, and so tonight I was like, no jacket, sweater vest, heart on my sleeve.
I think you were sweaty enough as it is. If you'd had a jacket on, that would have been too much.
There's something to that, though. I feel like I see some bands, they purposely keep a jumper or a jacket on. I saw when I saw I think it helps. I saw Death Grips play, and Zach Hill, the drummer, kept his hoodie on like the whole time, and the moment, like the second he hit his last hit on the drums, he ripped it off. It was like he was using it as a tool, and he discarded it when it was done, and that was that.
This time, and I'll be there before the letters on the landline. They make me wanna get up again, and your trembling heart in my aching hand. I knew that I had blew it. I never knew you'd understand, and I was there when you first fell off of your bike, and I was there waiting on the other side of midnight. Get that radio off. Ooh, get that radio.
Up next is Shane, who I caught up with after their set. We discussed their performance and Shane told us all about the track June, which you'll get to see shortly.
I'm here with Shane. They just played their set at Back to Back. How was the set for you guys?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. Yeah, it was great.
You released your debut album last year, Time Lost, Time Regained. How's it been playing that to new crowds and how's the reception been?
Yeah, it's been really fun. A lot of the songs were written a few years during the pandemic, so I've been sat on them for quite a long time, so it's been really nice to finally play them to people, especially with like a full band, because when I first wrote them they were just supposed to be demos.
The reception at Hyde Park Book Club for your release show was really beautiful and it's nice to see it in other venues as well. How's it been for you guys? I know you've all sort of come from different bands and then joined together on this project. How's it been finally sort of seeing it released into the world?
It's been really, really nice. It feels like it's come from like a really like personal place, so to like be a part of opening that up to like a wider audience has been really, really nice. It's been really, really special. That book club gig was just so cute. It was just so nice to see everyone out.
What sort of role have independent venues played in your journey so far?
I mean, a huge role. Like, I've been playing in bands in Leeds for maybe like 10 years now. So, you know, you start off, you play Santiago's, you play, I'm going to roll off some RIPs, Verve, Chunk.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. And they just give you a platform to, like, grow as an artist and, like, connect with other people.
We wouldn't have met without independent venues. Like,
Yeah.
we ran into Shane at a gig at a very small DIY venue, and then we just became friends, and now we're her band.
Yeah, I think I met Shane next door at Royal Park Cellars in an old band I was in. We were playing a headline slot, and Shane just turned up at the show, and yeah, that's how we met. I think independent venues have such a place.
The first song is June, and I wrote that song around like Father's Day, and it's just all about like the emotions that date brings up for me. I didn't have like the greatest upbringing, so every year when it rolls around, there's like just that sinking feeling of not being able to actually like see all the cards. I work in a shop as well, so seeing the cards and everything, it's just every year it's just heavy. So I just wrote that song about my childhood and about how I feel around that time of the year.
never thought about it anyway. I'll just sleep until it's done.
We now finish with our feature piece for Saturday's edition. We had an extended chat with Pleasure Centre ahead of their performance.
We're here with Pleasure Centre to chat at Back to Back at Brudenell. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves quickly?
Hello. We're called Pleasure Centre. Yeah, we're playing Back to Back Festival today. I think we're the main support today, right? Yeah. Cool, I remembered. I'm Charlie. Yeah.
My name is David. I'm Freddie.
I'm Billy.
I'm Anila.
So you guys met and formed in Scarborough, and then you've recently moved to Leeds. Do you want to tell us a bit about how you guys formed and how forming in Scarborough specifically kind of influenced you as a band and how you guys came together?
It was quite a funny one, actually. I wasn't like super into music at the time, and then one day, because I knew Charlie played guitar, and there was this other guy called Ludwig who was our original bassist, and then one day I was just like, oh, do you want to make a band together? And then we went through like loads of different band member changes. It was like so difficult, and at the time it was quite funny actually, because we weren't like super close with Freddie and Billy. Me and Charlie, we were like, we really want to, we need them in the band, that kind of thing. And then we finally like got to this like form, and we were like so happy that we're making music with like really close friends, and it means a lot to us. And especially in Scarborough, like there's just like a little music scene that we all put together, and then everyone was kind of in each other's bands, and it was kind of like everyone was doing everything. And then we moved here, I suppose.
We're going to cut to one of your songs from the set now. Do you want to tell us a bit about the next song that we're going to have a listen to?
Whisper. Yeah. Whisper. Yeah. Do you want to talk about Whisper, Neil?
Whisper. I remember when I first came to uni, in my, what did I say? I was in Carmil's. I first wrote the little lick. I was playing around with that for ages, and I was like, oh, I don't know if it's good enough. And then, it's just like building that confidence to actually go into practice and be like, look, guys, I made this thing. And then it's so nice to see everybody else like putting in their whole thing to it, and then just watching it become this whole thing. And honestly, like, I would say, like, I don't know how I would do music without the guys, because, like, I don't know, confidence. And then the guys add so much like great shit to it. I mean,
It's all right.
Great stuff to it. And the poetry, well, the way that I write lyrics is quite, well, I would like to say it's quite poetic, I suppose. I like to write like that. And yeah, I don't know, I haven't really thought too much about it. I just kind of like, I don't know, if it feels right, it feels right.
As I
was so bright, and in darkness she was light. Forevermore in sweetness, a bitter kiss. That first gig we got in Leeds with what are they called? We Are Oddbods. And Liv Barnes, was it?
Yeah, because she's from Scarborough.
Yeah. So that was our first gig in Leeds. She put us on, and it was like a little poetry music night kind of thing. Our first gig was with it was Fika Band who were playing with us as well. Yeah, they were the first band that we played with. Oh, they're sadly not together anymore. Yeah, shout out to them guys. And Molly Coddle, was she playing that night as well?
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually,
actually,
yeah. Molly.
Yeah. Shout out. And then, yeah, I think, and then from there we just started meeting people, and people were just putting them on some bills and stuff. And
A lot of nice people.
very nice people, yeah, very welcoming, yeah.
Great scene.
Yeah, it's a great scene here.
Scarborough like 1 in 10 people. Usually alright,
Yeah.
I know you've worked with Launchpad. Have you found organisations like that in Leeds to be quite supportive of your sort of journey so far?
Yes, 100%.
He's just a wet He sorts all the gigs out.
Yeah. I mean, kind of going on from the last question, it's like there's compared to Scarborough when we came here, there's so many organisations. There's Launchpad, which obviously is tied to Music Leeds. There's Come Play With Me, and Clue Record. Like some of the small, like Scott from Clue was he saw us quite early on, and he's just given us loads of help from the start. And Come Play With Me, like Eva Davies, Luke from Come Play With Me, and Launchpad, Whiskers as well. Whiskers was at our second gig here. Yeah, because our second gig was at Belgrave for Yorkshire Music Forum, which I think Whiskers gave us the offer from Launchpad, and then from there they kind of helped us. And then we applied for their funding schemes, and then we got the recording and release fund. So that contributed a lot to like the new EP we've just made. So it's really important that Launchpad's there, and I think for us as well, it's been really important. Just having those connections, it's literally just people watched and they came up and they were like, yeah, it was cool, and then you just have a conversation with them, and then we felt like we could go back over to them and be like, hey, because it's intimidating if you go to a venue. It's like, I feel like we should talk to some people that are important, or like, oh, that's the manager over there, we should go talk to him. It's like, oh, I don't know what to say, but it's very inviting. Yeah. There's all these, like I said, all these organisations, the people behind them, they really do care. Like they really do. Yeah.
It's quite a nice little ecosystem, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys have spoken about a lot of, as you said, nice people that have kind of helped you guys along the way to sort of get to where you are. What do you guys think in terms of festivals like Back to Back here today? How important are they to get bands such as yourselves and perhaps bands who aren't touring yet to sort of shine a spotlight on them? How important do you think that is to ensure bands can get their feet off the ground, essentially?
I think it's the most important. I mean, it goes without saying, there's all these articles recently that are like, oh, grassroots venues have the worst year possible in history for like the UK. And I don't know, yeah, I think it just goes without saying, without this you wouldn't get things like that. I mean, obviously you get like the big stars and they kind of just get plucked out of the crowd and they're like, oh, you can sing, but for all the bands and like, it goes back to like if you're from a small town, it's like there's nothing there to like, there's no one there to see you, and then things like this and like this festival especially, like it's all bands that are like within the actual scene, and I think that's really important, that like it's like these bands that are like at a certain level and they just need that little push, and these kind of events like kind of do that.
I think Brudenell and like Nath specifically is like really good at like championing smaller artists like that. So with an event like this, it's really cool that you've got like bigger names like El Madrid tonight, and then like Green Gardens tomorrow night. They're obviously like doing really well. So they're going to pull a really big crowd, and then it's like £2 on the door to get in tonight. It's so good. So like everyone. Everyone can come to it. It's going to pull a big crowd, and that is super important for smaller artists like us and everyone else. I just think it's really cool that we get that exposure then, because it really does help.
That's it for Back to Back Saturday edition. Thanks to all the bands for giving us some great insight as well as some electrifying performances.
We'll see you next weekend for Sunday's edition of Back to Back. We'll be chatting to the likes of Green Gardens, Neve Cariad and many more. In the meantime, if you're keen to see more of the bands in today's episode, keep your eyes peeled for bonus content coming out on our channel. We've got extended interviews, more live music and chats with people attending the festival. See you soon.